5:34 p.m. I'm calling the November 18th, 2024 meeting of the Ayer Board of Health to order. Public input. Do we have anybody out there for?
The notice needs to be read.
Okay.
Oh, this has to be read first?
Yeah.
Somebody.
You want to do it, or you want me to do it?
If you want to do it, Mr.
Because Will, your eyes are
Swirsky.
screwed
Yeah,
up, right?
I am kind of blurry.
This meeting / hearing of the Board of Health will be held in person at the location provided on this notice. Members of the public are welcome to attend this in-person meeting. Please note that while an option for remote attendance and/or participation via Zoom is being provided as a courtesy to the public, the meeting / hearing will not be suspended or terminated if technological problems interrupt the virtual broadcast unless otherwise required by law. Members of the public with particular interest in a specific item on this agenda should make plans for in-person versus virtual attendance accordingly. This meeting will be live on Zoom. The meeting may assess. The public may assess. Thank you. Proceedings by joining Zoom meeting ID number 880-9915-1478 or by calling 301-715-8592. For additional information about remote participation, please contact Samantha Benoit, Administrative Coordinator, at sbenoit@ayer.mass.us or 978-772-8220, extension 145 prior to the meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very well said.
I
know, this is like small,
I know.
close
See?
together print.
Exactly.
I know.
It's not elder friend.
No, it's
Think, what are you saying?
Well, it's not friendly to this elder. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
Okay, now public input.
All right.
Do we have any?
We have no public.
Okay,
We just have Bridget.
okay. Bridget doesn't count as general public. All right, old business. So fees. We had started talking about fees last time and asked Sam to put together some comparisons for us from surrounding towns. And we have that here before us.
All right.
We don't have a limit on our number. We just happen to have 20. But
No, we have
we have a limit of 20?
So we have a limit of 20, and as each, say, like a business goes out, that permit actually goes away forever, and our number will decrease.
Oh, okay.
So I did the math at one point. I think we're down to 16, actually.
Oh,
Since that was put into place, we've lost 4. So if,
okay.
say, Pauline's decides to not sell tobacco anymore and their permit goes away, we now have 15.
Was that a thing from the state, or was it? I don't recall that being in our regulation.
That is in our.
It's in our regulation.
in our-
Okay, because I'm looking at it again. That's the next one that I'm looking at. So okay.
So that's one, and I'm pretty sure we're at 16. I have it written down. I went through and found.
But once it's gone, it's gone, and all right.
Gone.
Okay, gotcha.
So
Ashby is $1.
yeah, Ashby is one.
Wow.
Store too, so.
I know.
that's
That's a
right.
good point. Yeah.
Yeah, so some of them it was all over the map depending on.
That's actually pretty cute.
And there's a handful that don't do tobacco permits.
Lunenburg, huh?
Yeah, Shirley.
Surely, I'm
Shirley.
surprised.
Yeah.
Shirley is, I believe, if you're not part of the Tobacco Alliance, you don't do this.
Interesting.
So
Okay.
So what does that mean? I mean, if they're not part of they're not being overseen by anybody? These
I think
3 towns?
I think they're overseen by the state.
Yeah, they'd have to default to whatever the state regulations are.
I think, was it Pepperell or?
Yeah, Pepperell, Lunenburg.
Yeah, one of them because I talked to, some of these I could find on the website easy. Some of them I called them. I think it was, maybe Lunenburg is part of the tobacco control. She and I ended up talking for a while because she was like, well, how do you enforce it? Like, they don't have permits because they couldn't figure out how to enforce and get the people to renew them every year. And I said, oh, I just mail it out, and
Yeah.
they're for the most part pretty good about it, so no one
Yeah,
fights.
Yeah. And then the enforcement of the content comes.
Joan.
Yeah. Right. So if they're already part of tobacco control, interesting. Okay. Yeah, and I think if I remember correctly, doesn't the state just like they collect their tax? They give their tax certificate, but the state doesn't.
And
I don't think have like a regulation other than that. You know, you've got to be 18 or 21 or whatever.
21. They do get a license from the state, and we require a copy of that before we give you.
Isn't that the thing though that's tied to the tax?
It might be tied to the taxes.
I thought it was. But anyway, so
Either way.
yeah, so I guess they would still have to do that piece of it. They have to do
The
whatever
state
the
knows that they're selling
Yeah,
tobacco.
yeah, exactly. But the town doesn't have a regulation, it looks like. Okay, and for trash haulers, I see what we're doing here.
Did we establish that we're going to keep the rates what they were, or did we say we'd look at them first?
I thought we were,
We were looking at them, and then you were going to establish them tonight.
Yeah, although some of the regs though do say that we do it in October or something.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
so
some of.
Just kind of be aware of that glitch. But I don't know. What do you guys think? I think the tobacco fee looks like it's
I don't know.
about in the mid-range.
Yeah.
I would not be opposed to making it $150. It hasn't been updated since 2018. That's 6 years, and it probably won't be updated again.
Yeah, the last update is that the
That's the regulations themselves.
that's the regulation, not the
Yes,
fee.
and the regulation states that every year the board will determine the fee amount.
You look
So
at
there's
Townsend at 275.
I don't think we've ever raised tobacco, to tell you the truth.
no, I don't remember doing it.
Why wouldn't we?
Oh, I'm not saying we wouldn't, that we shouldn't. I'm
that-
just pointing out that for as long as it's been around and we've
Yeah.
been licensing, I don't think we've had an increase.
No.
I actually would not be opposed to that either.
Would you like a motion?
So we got Spencer, I'm just looking at what the other towns would be a little higher than those guys, Lancaster, Townsend, Westwood. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
You want a motion?
Yeah.
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
would move we adjust the tobacco fee permits for this year to $150 from $100.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, that is reasonable. Strangely enough, we have actually had a couple of tobacco things over the last, they're gonna be on the agenda for the next, meeting, and then we had a round of them, about a year ago, I guess. A couple of issues, okay. All right, trash haulers. I know we have not raised trash haulers.
Seems like we're pretty much in line with everybody else.
Yeah.
We are.
It does look like it.
Looks like we're kind of, the only one that's higher is
Groton and Harvard. Oh, and Clinton.
Oh, okay, yeah, I missed the 250 there,
I will say, who was I talking? I don't remember. I talked to many of these people. I can't remember which town. I think it was Pepperell I had talked to. They had actually had it higher. And while Waste Management and the bigger guys didn't care, a couple of the really small companies had a hard time, and they lowered it for them.
Huh.
Because they were.
Yeah, we've got a real mix of little.
Yeah,
little
we've got,
companies
we've got
and,
Republic and we've got Waste Management, but we've also got, like, Metrano.
They're just going to raise the fee to the.
I know.
Yeah.
The
exactly.
consumer will get it, so do you want to leave that one alone?
I'm fine with
I
that.
am too,
I think
yeah.
that's reasonable.
I am too.
Yeah. Okay. Do we have to vote on that?
I don't think so.
Not
Yeah,
unless
actually.
we're not doing anything
Yeah,
with it.
we're not, okay, so that one's staying the same. Animals. Wow, what a spread there.
I know we weren't really discussing it, but I had them on the phone, so and that's why the sort of outliers of Clinton, Concord, and Framingham Spencer at the bottom.
Yeah.
I actually found a list through the state of everyone who has a chicken and fowl regulation.
Oh.
There are not that many. Most are like Western Mass.
Yeah.
So
those were the ones that were
Okay.
closer to
I'm
us.
comfortable leaving that one alone.
yeah, I would.
I think that one's fine the way it is.
But
too.
just-
5 Westward.
But just sort of a
Yeah,
general.
it's good to know because that one and the trash haulers are the two that I'm trying to
And
look at. for my
and
next
most
one.
of the animal ones, it was for stables. It wasn't for
Yeah.
Didn't seem to care.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yep, I'm good with leaving that one where it is too. All right. So we've made it through our old business, new business, webpage updates. It's been a flurry of activity because I started looking for regulations on our website and then went down this rabbit hole of there was old stuff still referenced, so I just deluged poor Sam with a bunch of emails. What's with this? Why isn't this like this?
Oh yeah. Well, I will let you know. To start with, the outdoor wood burning boilers there's a lovely note that says the regulation is no longer in use, but they have not removed it from the website.
Oh,
Oh,
Okay.
interesting. Okay, yeah, because that was one of them.
oh,
There's
okay.
still a link to
So
it.
this is the page I'm on is E-code, which is our
Yeah.
new bylaw thing. It only gets fully updated once a year, so they can put notes in, but they can't
Okay.
remove it yet.
All right.
So it is technically, it says we no longer have this.
Yeah.
And then not much has changed. I've talked with Cindy and Max. You saw him. He's new.
Yeah.
And we had sort of talked about all sitting down and all learning.
Yeah, so if you two are interested and want to take a look, when I was looking for trash and animal regulations for surrounding towns, I ended up going to, I think, like pretty much all the towns that directly abut us, and then a couple beyond that. And so a lot of them are Neshoba towns. And I kept finding, looks like there's a pretty standard format that everybody's website follows as far as, the layouts and everything all look the same. On every one, there's a Board of Health page. But it's interesting the things then that get linked off of that Board of Health page. So I talked to Sam about just kind of generally taking a look at the links that, show off to the side, whether there are some of those that should be moved perhaps to an archive. We still have things there on, there's,
Mask recommendations and
masks, and there was another one that Plow Shop, the Plow Shop Pond.
Yeah.
Weekly updates that, are also there. I want them to go away. I mean, it's historical information, but it would not be a bad idea maybe to try to move it to an archive because we've got, people aren't going to scroll too far down there. But then the other thing I noticed, so some of it was just cleanup, but the other thing I noticed was the way different other boards of health put information about Neshoba and the specific links that they link to and how they explain. And I think it was Harvard, right, that I liked.
you liked Harvard and you liked Clinton.
Yeah, Harvard was the one that explained it, right?
Yes.
That we are this. Neshoba is this. And it's just a couple of sentences. They have their contact information, but they also have links to a couple of things that are linking through Neshoba, but they're pretty good links. There's some mental health stuff. So that's kind of what's going on with this. I just got a bee in my bonnet about the website when I was looking for and so it kind of mushroomed into this, let's just tidy it up. It's clear it hasn't been touched in a while. We've still got plow shop.
Yeah.
So that's what it's all about. If you guys are interested and you have time on your hands, not that we get rainy days these days anymore.
Coming.
Yeah, I heard. Maybe. We had a few drops this morning.
Yeah, it was wet when it got up.
I'm worried all the bulbs I put in this year are gonna.
I know.
Just,
Me too.
Yeah, shrivel up and die. So anyway, if you want to, and if you want to look at any other ones, that's kind of the gist of the project. And I think it's going to maybe go on for a while because we have a new IT person, we don't have Sam full time. So there's just a project going on. If you see other stuff that catches your eye that you think, yeah, that would actually be good, either information to, not copy directly, but have similar information, or if there are links that link through Neshoba that you think would be good to have on us, just let Sam know and
Oh, good.
do that.
Take a peek.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting to see what the other towns.
Yeah.
Harvard, I remember Harvard and Clinton.
They were nice.
Yeah, are pretty good examples. So anyway,
Good to know.
so we'll just check in on that.
Yeah, and if you have anyone has suggestions.
Yep, if anybody has suggestions, just give them directly to Sam. Neshoba, what's going on, Bridget?
So not a whole heck of a lot, just we've been
That's
doing some
good.
food inspections. We did have a complaint regarding hair in the sink in the bathroom at Wendy's.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not going to be as descriptive as the person that called, but long story short, that turned out to be nothing. Megan had done a food inspection out there. I think within the past 2 weeks anyway, and she went back to follow up on that. There were no issues with that.
Okay.
We did one at Neshoba Park. There were no issues there.
Good to know.
I did the Air Senior Center last week.
Good.
So other than the food inspections, there's really not been a whole heck of a lot.
Okay.
Knock on.
Food truck business must have died down a little.
Oh, yeah.
I do have a housing tomorrow, so depending
Okay.
on how that goes, that will be going to the next meeting.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Meeting dates. We gotta set that date.
Yes.
For sure for the December one. Okay. Got anything else for us?
Nope.
All right.
Okay.
Do you have anything for me?
Yeah, I want to know if we can get rid of that, or if we can not get rid of, but just sort of affirm, I guess, that floor drain regulation. So
I would just reaffirm it.
yeah, it's virtually identical. It looked to me like the model that the state gives, and it's a really interesting one because it started in 2001, but I noticed there's actually like a review and continuation or whatever.
So originally, because I've got the binder with all the
Yeah.
regs in it, and then I have stuff that everyone who worked for the Board of Health before me has saved onto the server. There
Yeah.
were 9 different versions of this. And so as I was cleaning stuff, I was like, oh wait, these ones say they were reaffirmed. These ones say so dates
Yeah.
will pop up as they do, because I don't know.
Well, it was 5 years ago.
So-
So what the heck? If you're okay with it, Bridget, then it is identical to the model that the state gives. And I guess the thing behind this that I found out about, let me educate you on floor drains, since I learned this while I was looking. Apparently, if you don't have any regulation, the reason that DEP wants you to have floor drain regulation is so that then you have some control over what's going into the drains. Because these are just literally the drains in the floor that collect stuff. And the idea is then that you can talk about things like having this oil water separator and petrol, you can't put any petroleum, you can't put hazardous stuff down your floor drain. And the idea is that if you have a regulation, then it gives you the ability to control this kind of stuff. There's stuff for the state that, like talks about, I don't know, knowing where all the floor drains are and stuff like that. But that actually was not in their model regulation. And I don't know, Bridget, do we have, this is gonna sound so stupid, do we have a floor drain inventory? Do we have any idea how many floor drains there are out there?
No, I think this would only apply if it was with septic system,
Yeah. Okay.
because the rest would go to sewer, so there's, I know
Yeah,
that Alltown has one,
Okay.
floor
All right,
drains.
gotcha.
I would think all the commercial buildings have floor drains. Any garage has a floor drain.
Probably, yeah.
I bet
Yeah.
the oil change places all have floor drains.
Yeah, Must.
Fire station has floor drains.
that's right.
Yeah, I mean, any place that's gotta just hose things down.
But they all have oil water separators as far as I know.
And
So,
that
I mean,
stuff is in
Mhm.
here too, that you have to have this oil water set. So I guess it like allows you to get stuff like that in there for controls. All right, so that's what it's all about. I thought it needed to go away, and I seriously underestimated the value of floor drain regulations. But
do you want a motion to reaffirm?
yes, someone, please.
So I make it, do you want to make it, or?
I'll make a motion that we reaffirm the current floor drain regulations. Is there a date on that?
It was last reaffirmed. The date is January 2001, but it was last reaffirmed.
The copy that was last reaffirmed then on May 6,
6th.
2019.
Yes,
That's my motion.
okay, I second
By
it. I second it.
All in favor?
I
Aye.
have a question after the fact. Does any of this change? Do we get it back, change that?
I don't
Leave
think,
the-
under the way this is structured.
Really?
No, I don't
Okay.
think so.
Because
that was the original, and we just keep
We just
redoing
keep
it.
reaffirming
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Even with the same board members at the top?
Because they're the ones who approved.
They're the one, okay, because
Yeah, I
it started
guess.
in all right,
So
just
if
curious.
you were to change it, then that
Then-
would happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I think that's.
I'm learning.
If you look at the regs, there are probably 3 or 4 different ways that
Yeah.
this is done. So I
right.
don't
And
think it's a matter of
the-
knowing the right
the
way.
part- I have no problem doing this. The part that's driving me is insane. They were all saved as PDFs, so I can't edit anything.
Oh.
So I've had to retype them all,
Oh,
which is fine. It doesn't bother me in the least, but it's still one of those, why is nothing a Word document?
Doesn't anyone in town hall have the full Adobe so you can export?
I have the full, I have been able to do that, but then I end up with
It is kludgy when you.
odd.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just
yeah.
like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I end up having to go back in and doing a lot of reformatting when I do that.
So
Okay.
it's one of those, why is nothing a Word document?
Ah, that's a bummer. Well, at
It's
least this
fine.
one is. It's only that last page that
It's fine.
you gotta type a date on. Okay. All right, phone log. What is going on? Call log.
So if
Yeah.
if you get a call about a gas spill, do you notify the fire department?
So I did talk to Bridget, and she checked it out, and she said it was gone, so I didn't.
I would think that any gas spill,
Oh,
because that's
yeah.
hazmat, that should go to the fire department.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
So-
wasn't.
I don't
Yeah.
notify Bridget, but I think if someone calls you with a gas spill, or any type of hazmat,
Yeah,
call the fire department.
I can do that.
So you've got, but you talked to Bridget, Charlie, and police. Or was that about the
No, that's
squad? Oh, okay, okay.
Okay.
It's
Yeah, it
accelerating,
moved.
so it's going down one line.
Yeah.
All right.
No, the gas spill. And it was the gentleman had said the pump didn't quite stop when he finished.
Oh,
Oh,
customer?
okay.
They'll respond if it's,
Yeah.
again, hazmat or a
Okay.
fire
Yeah, that makes
danger, but
sense,
it
yeah.
should be
Okay.
notified.
I can do that. Yeah. No, I spoke with Bridget, Charlie, and the police about the
Mhm.
squatter.
Okay, and is that
I
relatively under control?
I think so. I'm not sure.
Okay. What is 21 Westford?
I just Googled that.
Is it,
It's Leahy's,
Yeah.
which is pretty big. It could be
Yeah.
someone that works there that just was staying there. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It was definitely one of those of. I feel like this is a police matter, not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It could be, you know, and
sounds
they park a lot of trucks down there. They could stay in their trucks. Or,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay. And Bridget just mentioned the Wendy's thing.
Yep.
Which I guess turned into not an issue, so that's good. All right, minutes.
So we're going back to July 8th.
Yeah,
Yes.
because we
Or-
wanted.
Yes.
And then we also have, this one I gotta look at too, because I looked at the ones from the 18th.
We were revisiting this because,
It was long and we hadn't all had the chance to
yeah.
review it. Yeah, it was long. Yeah, the ones from last.
Okay. It's coming back to me.
Was that?
It's coming back to me
Yeah,
now.
right.
Yes.
No, it's just that it was so long.
Yeah.
and
Well,
we
yeah,
wanted to make
there was a
sure-
lot.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure we had a really accurate.
Yep.
Record. Let's look at this last meeting. Of course, I forgot to grab the copy. I don't
Oh,
think
because-
I had any edits.
No, I thought we just wanted to make sure it was tight because going forward.
Yeah,
if we had
yeah.
to go back for reference. that
Yep.
it would-
Yep. Yep, yep,
Yeah.
yep. Yeah, I did not have anything on this.
Is Charlie following up on these things, do you know?
Yes.
So he's active on
Yeah.
that?
Yep. And Bridge is trying to get a reinspection date.
Okay.
So on page number 5, where it says Attorney Burke agreed that both are simple fixes, did he agree that they'll be done, or just that they're simple fixes?
I think that was just a statement about, because earlier, there's Attorney Burke said the bathroom was not needed and would be deactivated, which was one of the unused bathrooms. Same thing for number 6, that sink. So I think that's just, I think he already had confirmed that they were gonna do
So
it.
he agreed that, I mean, the stove was fixed, I guess, right?
Yeah, the stove was fixed, yeah.
But the 2 unused bathrooms being capped off, agreed that both are simple fixes. Did he agree that they would fix the bathroom?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Okay.
saying, if you go back and look at, in both 5 and 6,
He agreed.
yeah, it
Okay.
says Attorney Burke stated the bathroom is not needed and would be deactivated.
Okay.
In both cases,
And that,
so, yeah.
and that was verified?
No, that hasn't been, there still has to be, because she needed more time to do that, so there still has to be a reinspection for the longer term items here. Bridget checked that the stove was operable. And I'm not sure if these, like the light switches and stuff are,
So when,
I think those are Charlie though.
I have a question, maybe it's a Charlie question though, I don't know, where it says that these are, they have to be professionally capped. So that has to, we need, or probably Charlie
Yeah.
needs some kind of verification that it was done by a professional.
Yeah, that's the reinspection.
Yeah.
That, as far as I know, they requested the date. But
It
we
says,
don't
yeah,
have-
all work done by licensed/professional vendors,
Yep.
because we know that
Yeah,
sometimes.
so they would verify that.
Yep.
Too, because they'd have to be a plumbing, I don't know, to cap off the front,
I
you need a
think,
plumbing? I think you do, because,
Yeah.
okay. But yeah, those would all fall under,
Yeah.
under Chad.
I move we accept the minutes as presented
I
for
Oops.
Thursday, July 18th.
I second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So, should I just write in the date here that,
Yeah,
Um,
reviewed and approved on
yeah,
11/18.
Yeah. And then, Madam Chair, I move we approve the minutes of Monday, October 21st, 2024.
I second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Yeah, well, good, so we are up to
Caught up.
our minutes. There you go, those two come, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, animal and fowl permits, they're,
We had a kind of an influx of new and slightly diligent people.
really,
Yeah, so we actually have 4 outstanding permits. Julie left me a list. I had one gentleman who just applied. He's brand new.
okay,
I need to contact him again because he hasn't paid.
oh, okay, yeah,
Um,
yeah, he's got papers,
and he's missing paperwork
okay,
because he's brand new, so I don't know who he is.
yeah. So
and-
we'll catch him on
We'll
the
catch him.
next meeting.
And then I had another one she had found, and I had sent them a letter, certified. They got it. They mailed it back with a check, but the permit's incomplete because they're brand new and they've never had chickens before.
Okay, yep,
And we need a plot plan. That's really the thing.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I need to know where stuff is.
yeah,
We had one who, she used to be on our list, then wasn't on the list, now is back on the list. She got the letter, but I've received nothing from her, so I'm gonna talk to her again.
yeah,
And we have another one on Atherton Street.
yeah,
This one's been going on for a little bit. They are from Brazil. They do not speak English.
there had been one on Atherton Street before, right? That's
Yes.
not a brand new one.
This Atherton's brand new. They just
Oh, okay,
They
okay,
just moved here. They have chickens. Julie's tried to talk to them quite a few times.
yeah,
I actually sent them, I translated all our regs into Portuguese and mailed it to them.
wow,
So she got it. I don't know how much, and
Yeah.
Julie's gonna double check with her.
Yeah,
and there's a
okay.
neighbor who's helping, so this one's gonna take a while just because
oh, okay,
there's a language barrier.
Yeah,
And
okay.
everyone's trying, but
okay. So those are 3 new ones.
3 new ones. But Julie has gone out, inspected them all. Everyone's chickens are
Okay,
happy
good.
and healthy,
Well,
so
inspected, all right.
we just got to get them to do their
Yeah,
paperwork.
gotta get the last pieces of.
But the one on Atherton might just take a while. 'Cause
Yeah, yeah, that's gotta be pretty difficult, moving to a new country and having to then interpret regulations.
And we only found out about it because something happened and all their chickens got out.
Oh,
The neighbors were like,
no.
"These chickens are
Oh, God.
They corralled them. They're fine. They haven't got out since.
Chickens.
Oh no! They got them all and they're fine. But
That's good.
there's chickens all over the place.
Oh.
Oh, you should call Julie then.
Yeah, definitely. All right, bills or mail?
We have no bills, and the mail we have is from tobacco control.
Okay, all
Um,
right.
Just sort of state we have two violations for tobacco products to a person under the minimum legal age of sale. One is a first offense. They get a very minimal fine. They haven't paid yet. And then the other one is a reoffense. They get a larger fine and a suspension.
Yeah,
And they submitted a letter
yeah, they want
to have a hearing. Joan is available in December. She's more available on the 9th than the 16th.
Oh, okay.
I was talking to her, she has, I think she said she had 8 or 9 hearings this week alone.
Holy cow, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, in that case,
Um,
we can do the 9th. That's the second, so that normally would be our week,
That's our
right?
normal
The 9th,
meeting, so.
okay. All right.
That's what we had scheduled anyhow.
Yeah, but then at the last meeting, we talked about making it the 16th and the 23rd, so it would be spaced out a little further, but yeah, the 9th is fine.
So it's the 9th, we're not doing
Yeah.
the 16th.
Yep, we're gonna do the 9th. So,
Okay, I'll confirm
that's,
with her.
I'm trying to think, do we have anyone else that was gonna come on the 16th? We talked about doing stuff with the, and you can just give us a quick update on that one, because that'll be an item for the
Yeah.
upcoming meeting.
Yeah, because we aren't meeting again till the 5th,
Yeah,
and maybe I can get, I'll call Jenna and see if you'd like to, if we can
okay,
coordinate something.
okay. Before we jump to that, any other mail that we need to? get?
Nothing.
Okay, great. Then in the spirit of upcoming meetings, you're up. So for the next meeting,
I will,
we kind of think about things that, this whole thing of opioid money and
yes,
whatever, so
And-
Tricia can just give us a quick
as I
update
said,
on what
we'll
they're up to.
we'll have more, more to talk about by then. We've only had 2.
Yeah,
And it's a brainstorm kind of project that we're doing right now because we're gonna pool with the other towns. And I was asked to reach out to others besides the Board of Health, and I wanted to ask you about maybe, do you think it's a good idea to connect with Air, Fire, and Police and see what they have for,
Absolutely.
yeah, because I thought it'd be a good idea, but I don't want that, I didn't,
No, I think that, they're gonna be the first responders.
Right.
So why would-
Yeah.
so I was gonna, I had talked to Pam briefly about it, and Jenna said, just find out what Air wants to do, because Littleton's looking at what they wanna do. In fact, tomorrow night, Littleton's having a training session
yeah,
for
for Narcan.
Narcan for anybody, not just first, and it's kind of, I said, first responders and police already know the drill. They're already highly trained in all of that stuff, so it would be for, parents or anybody.
Yeah.
And so I was gonna try and go to that tomorrow night to see what it looked like how many attendees they had and what
Yeah.
kind of things they were talking about, to get a better idea of if we wanted to do it and sponsor it,
Yeah.
see how many people.
Yeah, they also have, it sounds like, a lot of different kinds of things available that I don't even know about, like things like fentanyl test strips and stuff.
Yeah, that was, they threw out a couple of different things that I was unaware of, but the money is there, and that's why, when we brainstormed for this, that's why I wanted to talk to, Fire and Police to see what kind of, I know that they have their budget and they get certain trainings and they have certain things that they use. Is there
Yeah.
anything that we could add to that we can use our funding for?
Yeah, we're trying, so
yeah.
we don't overlap.
We don't overlap, but the money can be used, it's kind of broad. It can be used for, like you said, the fentanyl strips, the
Yeah.
educational piece of it.
Yeah,
You can also hire a recovery, peer recovery
Yeah.
person to come or to
Yeah.
be on staff, so, when things happen, you can
Yeah.
send that person. That was another thought. There were a lot of different ways you could go. So, family supports and things
Yeah.
like that. So we get
So I kind of thought what might make sense is to ask, we meet kind of early. I know this is technically after hours, but we could probably even move our meeting up a little earlier if we wanted to, either at the 9th or at the next meeting after that, invite somebody from fire ambulance, from somebody from police, somebody, we thought of the outreach churches too,
Yeah.
like Cindy Lavin or the pastors from these churches, the library. It's just people that have a lot of, community facing, situations where they would maybe be more of it. Well, they probably know more about what kinds of things are available. Maybe even school counselors.
That's what I was wondering about the school
But-
counselor, but, or before, like you said, I don't want to overlap or step on anyone's
Yeah,
toes
yeah.
and see what they already have for resources.
Yeah, this would be more looking for what are things that you're missing? What are the holes
Yeah.
in your, what you have?
You have the most information in terms of the funds and the use of the funds and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Would it be too much for you to reach out to the fire chief and the police chief just to have a conversation with them?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not opposed to having them come in here, but I mean, it might be more easier just for you to have that conversation. They can say
Before.
either we have a need or we don't have a need.
Yeah, that's what I mean,
yeah.
Steve. I don't want to take up anyone's time if they're,
Yeah,
I just think
just do like an initial contact.
You know
and
the
see
most
if
about it.
it's-
Just ask them, we're going to get this much money. Either things that
something that you think that
Yeah.
you need help
Right.
acquiring that we might be able to spend it on.
Yep.
Yeah, because I was even thinking, I mean, it could even be entirely virtual. We could just do it as Zoom. I'm thinking that sometimes if you get, the right number of different people in a room together, you can do in a half hour what would take you hours of
Mhm.
doing round robins of calls.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about it more as a brainstorming
Yeah.
thing, and maybe not all the ideas that come up will be the first ones that we tackle, but this money from these settlements, it's going to go on for a
Right.
while, so
Right.
we can start to do a priority
I just want to
list.
make sure it's not, that it's spent in a way that, really.
Yeah, gives you good bang for the buck.
Yeah.
Doesn't duplicate something that somebody already has covered
And
in some other budget.
I could call, up, I could get the number of the counselors at Ayer, like I was saying earlier, when we did this years ago, the outreach was not, it wasn't there. It was a very small group of people.
Yeah.
Through the school system, it didn't travel as well as we thought it would, and I thought that would be a good place to start.
Yeah.
But I don't want to step on anyone's toes, so
Yeah, I would
like
say
Steve said,
just-
call first, call people and
Yeah.
see.
I mean, I don't disagree with what Pam's saying. If they say, yes, we have some ideas, then
Then-
Yeah.
pick a group of
Yeah.
people. But if they say, there's nothing that we see,
Yeah.
why drag it out?
Oh,
bring it
yeah,
down?
absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
this wouldn't be a command performance anyway.
No,
If
so
you
I would say
have
call,
something to contribute, yeah.
phone calls
Yeah.
first,
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
get a consensus,
Yep.
and then.
Yep.
at the next
Um,
meeting or in January.
Yeah, do like a quick
Yeah.
update at the, at our December 9th meeting and let us know, because you will have one more meeting behind your
Yeah,
belt. You
the
can kind
5th.
of let us know what people think.
And also, I'll go to that one tomorrow night.
Yeah, yeah.
See what it looks like.
Yep.
It says Shattuck Street, but it doesn't, on the flyer that I saw in the email, it didn't list the building. I'm going to have to just Google it and go over there.
Yeah.
It's probably in the library or someplace at the school.
Yeah, I don't know the
Shattuck
streets
Street.
really well in
I don't know.
Yeah.
I was telling her, I think, because we're hoping that depending on how many people go to this, it might give us a good idea what involvement could be in Ayer. Do you know what the population of Littleton is? I seem to think they're a little bigger than us.
They're over 10,000.
Oh, they are?
They're-
Okay.
yeah.
That'll be pretty interesting then, because if you're only getting 1, 2, 3 people in a town that
Yeah.
size, then, yeah.
But like I said, it's also depends on how it's,
Yeah, how it's publicized.
how,
and-
yeah, and like
yeah.
I said, that last time we did it, I had people who come up to me and say, I didn't know this was happening.
Yeah,
So-
ask around at the meeting
I'm
too
gonna go meet
tomorrow.
my daughter in a minute. She's
Okay.
Okay, all
She's
right.
got my truck and I have her Jeep, so she
Ah,
Switch
okay,
it.
gotcha.
Well, yeah, she had to use the truck to haul something, so who has the truck?
Who has a truck? You're the guy that moves everybody.
That's what dads do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're good then.
Well, I had one,
Yeah,
one
anyway.
other thing.
Okay.
Yes.
Would it make any sense for us to bring our laptops to this meeting instead of all this paper and have, I don't know, would it be
I'm
easier for
fine
you?
with that.
It's
Just-
up to you.
I'm looking at this thinking.
I know,
We've
yeah.
I
got
know.
4 times this that we're generating. Do we even need to do this at all anymore? I mean, if there's
Yeah.
something, one set of minutes is
Yeah,
all we
no,
really need.
absolutely.
You got your thing over there.
I just like my agenda,
Yeah,
to be
and
able to
that's-
write notes.
Yeah, I always do
I
that
could-
along here.
Right.
No, I agree,
I do
And we
Steve.
can just,
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
knock it down to
Yep.
just the agenda and a set of minutes.
Yeah, and then the other stuff, if we bring our laptops,
Absolutely.
let's do this.
Yeah.
Just send it to you ahead of time, so.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
instead of all this stuff.
No,
No,
that
that's
works.
fine.
I think that's a great idea.
I'm gonna have to bring it in to the new IT person. I haven't used it in months.
He's a nice kid.
Yeah.
I mean, Matt's a great
That's
kid.
cool.
Yeah.
The other thing too to think about is whether or not we want to go to a one meeting a month model
Well, why not
beginning in January.
try it in January and see?
Yeah, I was thinking if we give it some thought between now and then, we can
Yeah.
take a vote on that. And yeah, we can do it on a 3 or 6 month trial basis.
I think that
We're kind of
works.
doing it right now.
We are.
Anyway, for
We
these
are.
2 months.
You could always call a special meeting when you need.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Then on that note, anything else? We all set?
No?
All right. We are adjourned. It is 6:21.